Hello guys, welcome to another round of the Vanbrugh Virtual Pub Quiz Live. I've got a few people starting to join. As always, I'll wait till we have a fairly critical mass and then we'll kick off the quiz. I've got a few different rounds for you this week and a few options for you as well. So good to see people joining. As always, I can't see who's playing. So if you want to say something and let me know who's playing along, put something in the chat and give you a shout out. It'd be nice to interact with you all. Hi Liam, good to have you on board again. Hi guys, welcome to the Vanbrugh quiz. Hi Sonny. Cheers. Hi John, good to have you back. If you want to go and get yourselves a drink or take a... Hi Guy, hi Lily. We'll probably be starting in about 5 minutes, so if you want to go and grab a drink. Hi Katie. Good team name there, Jonathan. Hi Alicia, hi Ben. Good to have the Northerners back. I think we've got people from all over the country. We've got Liam's down in Dorset. Team Field Vision, Tom, you've got the whole crew in. I think this could be interesting because I think they've been drinking all afternoon. Bridget, back again. How are you getting on? Saw that you made some epic cake the other day for Easter. Hope everyone had a good Easter, by the way. Hopefully you managed to get out in the sun either in your garden or for your daily 1 hour government approved exercise. Hi Phil. Hi Nigel, good to have you on. Guys, also just before we start, I'll mention this a couple of times as we're going through. We'll be doing a Zoom sort of live chat afterwards, so people can come and jump on that and chat along, and I can actually interact with some of you rather than just reading out your text. Hi Betsy, good to have you in the house. I'll be posting the link up for that during half time, and we'll be giving out the password. So if people fancy jumping on that for a quick catch up and a bevy virtually, they will do that after the quiz. As I said, we'll be starting at around about 8:10. So you've got time to get yourself a drink, top up, hop to the loo, etc. Hi Hannah, good to have you and Jem on board. Hi Rosie. Thanks, Lee. There'll be... Hi, Joe. Good to have you on board. Joe and Laura. Got another costume change for half time. Not quite sure it's worked out as I planned, but we'll see, because we'll see what you think it actually resembles. Right, guys, we'll be starting in 3 minutes or so. Rounds roughly follow what we had last week. So we'll have, as usual, there's 8 rounds in total, 5 questions per round. We'll do the first 4 rounds and take a break. We'll come back, and once we come back, I'll give you out some answers so you can mark at home. Hi, Carol. Nice for you to join. Good to have you on board. Hi, Dennis. And Nana Rose, good to have you on board. Hi, Chris. Good to have you back. Hi, Jas. Good to have you on board. Right, guys. Before we start, I'm just going to give a few shout outs. Because I know there's people that aren't on the chat but who are playing along. So, firstly, shout out to Sue Lilly. She's playing down on the coast down in Dorset. So, hi, Sue. Good to have you on board. Next, we have Charlotte and Christian who are playing up in Cumbria. Nice for you guys to join us. And we've also got Katrina, Vanda, and Chris who are playing up in the northeast somewhere. Good to have you on board again, guys. And finally, got Jan, who's playing along with Katie and Tom. Jan, there's a sports round for you this week, so hopefully you enjoy that as well. So, right, I think we'll kick the quiz off. Let me turn this down a bit. Right, as usual, first round, current affairs. So if you're ready, 5 questions on current affairs. Hi, Holly. So question 1, a driver was stopped on the M6 for making an unnecessary journey when he travelled to buy windows from eBay. What did police find in the boot of his car? So a driver was stopped on the M6 for making an unnecessary journey to buy some windows he bought on eBay. Upon stopping him, what did police find in the boot of his car? Question 2. What is the name of the new charitable foundation launched by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to replace their Sussex Royal brand? So what is the new charitable foundation that Meghan and Harry have set up to replace their Sussex Royal brand? Question 3. Another royal-related question. The Queen addressed the nation on Monday, the 6th of April, but what colour dress was she wearing? So the Queen addressed the nation on Monday, the 6th of April. What colour dress was she wearing? Hi, Catherine. Hi, Viv. Nice of you to join us. Question 4. Who was the winner of the 2020 Virtual Grand National? Who was the winner of the 2020 Virtual Grand National? And finally, question 5. Which hit BBC show features Jay Blades, Dominic China, Will Kirk, and Kirsten Ramsay? So which hit BBC show features Jay Blades, Dominic China, Will Kirk, and Kirsten Ramsay? And those are your 5 questions for round 1 on current affairs. As usual, I know some people may be joining in a bit late, so if you need anything repeated or if you didn't get them on the first time round, give me a shout in the comments and I'll happily repeat some questions. Like the questions one more time. Okay, I'll go through them one more time. So question 1, a driver was stopped on the M6 for making an unnecessary journey after he bought some windows on eBay. When police stopped him, what did they find in his boot? That's question 1. Question 2, what is the name of the charitable foundation that Meghan and Harry have set up to replace their Sussex Royal brand. So what is the name of their new charitable foundation? Hi, Charlie. Good to have you on board again. Question 3, another royal question. The Queen addressed the nation on Monday, the 6th of April. What was the colour of his dress? What was the colour of her dress? Sorry, I should read the questions rather than comments. Question 4. Who was the winner of the 2020 Virtual Grand National? And finally, question 5, for last question in this round. Which hit BBC show features Jay Blades, Dominic China, Will Kirk, and Karen Ramsey? Hi, Charlie's dad. So those are all the questions for round 1. I'm going to move on to round 2, unless anyone interjects. So round 2, as everyone's quite enjoyed it last week, going to run with it again. It's entertainment and their cryptic film titles. So as an example, as we had last week, highest revolver would be Top Gun. So if the clue was highest revolver, the film is Top Gun. So I'm going to now give you 5 cryptic clues to 5 popular movies. So these aren't obscure movies. They're all very popular movies. So question 1. The clue is weekend illness. That clue again. Question 1, weekend illness. Question 2. The clue for question 2 is dating Jagger. Dating Jagger. Question 3. The clue for this one is wagons ablaze. Bit of an easier one. Wagons ablaze. So question 3, wagons ablaze. Question 4, another, I think, quite easy one. Actually, I thought they're fairly easy this week, but you can let me know in the comments. Question 4, the clue is he who never forgets. Question 4, the clue is he who never forgets. And finally, for this round, the clue for film number 5 is familiar lineup. Question 5, familiar lineup. So that's all the clues for the 5 films for round 2. If you'd like anything repeated, please let me know. Looks like no one wants anything repeated. Maybe they're a bit too easy. Number 4. So number 4, Liam, was he who never forgets. That's he who never forgets. Tom, you want them all repeated. So 1 was weekend illness. 2 was dating Jagger. I think that one's probably the hardest one. 3 is wagons ablaze. 4 is he who never forgets. And 5 is familiar lineup. Right, moving on to round 3, sports. So, Jan, this one's for you. Hopefully you're not cursing me after I ask these questions. So, question 1. How many hurdles are there in the men's 110-meter hurdles event? So if you're racing in the 110-meter men's hurdles, how many hurdles do you need to jump? Well, you probably don't need to jump any of them. You could run through them. But how many hurdles are there to jump? Question 2. In the 1995 to 96 season, who scored 114 goals in 29 games for Everton under 10s and 11s? So in the 1995 to 96 season, who scored 114 goals in 29 games for Everton's under 10s/11s? Question 3. Which Scandinavian town hosted the 1994 Winter Olympics? All right, Poddy. Question 3. Which town hosted the 1994 Winter Olympics? For the Olympics, it's 1994. For the football, it's 95 to 96. Question 4. Who did boxer Frank Bruno beat to become WBC world champion in 1995? So who did Frank Bruno beat to become WBC world champion in 1995? And finally, for this round, what number lies between 5 and 9 on a British dartboard? What number lies between 5 and 9 on a British dartboard? Thanks, Katie. Let me know if you want those repeated. Question 2 is, it's a very, I think the answer is pretty easy, as there's probably only one very prolific goal scorer who's that young and played for Everton. But yeah, let me know if you need any of the questions repeated. Otherwise, we'll move on to question 4, which is a bit of a different one. Question 4, Poddy. Who did boxer Frank Bruno beat to become WBC world champion in 1995? So in 1995, who did Frank Bruno beat to become the WBC world champion? So it's the only time Frank Bruno was world champion. Who did he beat to become world champion? Right. We're going to go on to round 4, after which we'll have a break and I'll give you the answers to the first half. Round 4 is a bit different this time. It's connections. So I'm going to ask you 4 questions. They're just general knowledge questions, and you get 1 point for each correct answer. So questions 1 to 4 are just 4 general knowledge questions, and there's 1 point for each answer. However, the answers to those questions are connected in some way. And question 5 is, what is the connection between the answers? And it's the connection that I'm looking for rather than one that you've made up that seems to work as well. And if you get that, you get a bonus 6 points. Right. So question 1 in connections. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'll explain again once I've given all the questions out. So question 1, sports question. Between 1955 and 1964, during his playing career with Middlesbrough and Sunderland, who scored 251 league goals from 274 starts, making him the 3rd most prolific scorer in the league with a conversion rate of close to 92%. So quite a long question, but I'll read it again. So you're just looking for the name of a player. Between 1955 and 1964, during his playing career with Middlesbrough and Sunderland, who scored 251 league goals from 274 starts, making him the 3rd most prolific scorer in the league with a conversion rate of 92%. Question 2. Should be an easy one, a TV entertainment question. Who hosted the ITV game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from 1998 to 2014? So who hosted the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from 1998 to 2014? Three. Whose 2010 memoir is entitled A Journey? Give you a bit more of a clue. Which politician's 2010 memoir is entitled A Journey? And last actual question for this round. One of the people behind the launch of the ITV station TVAM in 1983, who hosted the TV panel show Through the Keyhole for over 20 years? Hi, Flower. Liking your new haircut, mate. Question 4 again. One of the people behind the launch of ITV station TVAM in 1983, who hosted the TV panel show Through a Keyhole for over 20 years? So that's your first 4 questions for this round, but there is something connecting the answers to those first 4 questions. So question 5 is, what is the connection for 6 points? Right, that's the first half completed. For people that maybe have joined a bit later or have missed anything out, let me know if you need any questions repeated. So I'll give a shout out to those before I go and top my drink up and come back for the second half with some answers. So yeah, it's your chance to pick up any questions that you weren't sure of or didn't hear the first time round. So drop me a line in the comments. Which round, Carol? Connections. So that question is, between 1955 and 1964, during his playing career with Middlesbrough and Sunderland, who scored 251 league goals from 274 starts, making him the 3rd most prolific scorer in the league with a conversion rate of close to 92%. So bets, that's 1. 3 is, which politician's memoir is entitled A Journey? So which politician's 2010 memoir is entitled A Journey? Question 4. One of the people behind the launch of ITV station TVAM in 1983, which man hosted the TV panel show Through the Keyhole for 20 years? So who was a long-time host of the TV show Through a Keyhole? That's question 4. So I think that's everyone. It's mostly the connections around that people wanted repeated. Right. That's half time. So that gives you a chance to go and recharge your glasses, take a convenience break. As a bit of a change from normal running order, I'll give you the chance to decide what round 5 is. So you can use the comments to vote. So you can either have 5 questions on science and nature or 5 questions on food and drink. So all you need to do is leave a comment A for, or just say science and nature, or do you want food or drink? And whichever gets the most votes, that's what we'll do for round 5. Right, I'll leave you guys to it. Right, we'll probably I'll be back with you in about 5 minutes or so. Well, start again, say at around about 8:40. You only get 1 vote, Jonathan. I'll see you guys shortly. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. For your bonus point, the t-shirt I was wearing in the promo was this t-shirt. Wild Stallions are the fictional band fronted by Bill and Ted in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Or you can have Bogus Journey. But yeah, Wild Stallions are from that movie. So if you got that, award yourselves a bonus point. Sorry guys, I just realised I left you with no music, my bad. Right, welcome back to the second half. You know when you order something online and it looks good online, but then when it comes to it, it doesn't quite. So I was going for this whole Pirates of the Caribbean vibe, but I think I think this is more the correct kind of song. I think I look more like an 80s new romantic than I do a pirate, but so we'll keep this on instead for a bit. Anyway, sorry, I left you without music. Right, let's have a look what round we're doing next quickly. I'm just scrolling through the votes. Inside your eyes. Looks like food and drink won, guys, so we'll be doing that. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Joe, question 3 in round 3 was which Scandinavian town hosted the Winter Olympics in 1994? Sorry, I'm just catching up with these comments. Question 5 in round 1. Question 5 in round 1 was which BBC show features Jay Blades, Dominic China, Will Kirk, and Kirsten Ramsay?
Words that few I have spoken, I could waste 1,000 years. Wrapped in sorrow words I've spoken.
Have I got Nigel? Yes, I have guyliner on as well. Not sure how to get that off, so if any tips for that, drop them in the comments.
If it's true, you do not know. This my love without a reason. I'm prepared to let you go.
Right, sorry, I've just caught up with the comments. Right, let's go through the answers. So, question 1, round 1. A driver was stopped on the M6 for making an unnecessary journey to collect some windows that he bought on eBay. When police stopped him, what did he have in his boot of his car? It was his wife. What is the name for the new charitable foundation launched by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to replace the Sussex Royal brand? It's Archwell. Question 3. What was the colour of the dress worn by the Queen on Monday, the 6th of April? It was green. Who was the winner of the 2020 Virtual Grand National? It was Potter's Corner. Question 5, round 1. Which hit BBC show features Jay Blades, Dominic China, Will Kirk, and Kirsten Ramsay? It's Repair Shop. Moving on. Round 2, entertainment, cryptic film titles. Question 1, the clue was weekend illness. The film is Saturday Night Fever. Question 2, the clue was dating Jagger. The film was Romancing the Stone. Question 3, the clue was Wagons Ablaze. The film is Chariots of Fire. Question 4, the clue was He Who Never Forgets. The film was The Elephant Man. And finally, the clue was familiar lineup, and the film is Usual Suspects. So round 3, which is sports. How many hurdles are there in the men's 110-meter hurdle event? So how many hurdles would you need to jump across? It's 10. In 1995 to the 96 season, who scored 114 goals in 29 games for Everton's under-10s and 11s? It was Wayne Rooney. Question 3, where were the Winter Olympics held in 1994? It was Lillehammer. Question 4, who did boxer Frank Bruno beat to become the WBC World Champion? In 1995, it was Oliver McCall. Question 5, what number lies between 5 and 9 on a British dartboard? It's the number 12. Now we move on to connections. Question 1, between 1955 and 1964, during his playing career with Middlesbrough and Sunderland, who scored 251 goals from 274 games? It was Brian Clough. Question 2, who hosted the ITV game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire from 1998 to 2014? It was Chris Tarrant. Which politician's memoir in 2010 was entitled A Journey. It was Tony Blair. And question 4 for connections. One of the people behind the launch of ITV station TVAM in 1983 also hosted TV panel show Through the Keyhole for 20 years. Who was he? David Frost. Now, as I said, question 5 for 6 points is what is the connection between those answers? I'll give them to you again, and if you've got it, great, but if you want to put it down in the comments, let's have a quick look. So the answers were Brian Clough, Chris Tarrant, Tony Blair, and David Frost. So what's the connection between those answers? I'll give you a moment or two to put in the comments. It is Michael Sheen. They were all characters played by Michael Sheen. So he played Brian Clough in The Damn United. He was Chris Tarrant in the recent adaptation of The Quiz for ITV. He was Tony Blair in The Queen and also that other show. And he was David Frost in Frost versus Nixon. Good work, everyone. Right, we're going to move on to the second half of the quiz. And I think food was the winner. So round 5, we're going to do food and drink. In 2016, which village, the connection rounds out at 10. So the last answer was worth 6 points. So round 5 is food. In 2016, which village in Berkshire contains 2 of the 3 Michelin-starred restaurants in the United Kingdom? So what is the name of the village in Berkshire that has 2 of the 3 Michelin-starred restaurants in the UK as of 2016? Question 2 for you cocktail enthusiasts. What would you be served if a barman mixed 8 parts white Cuban rum, 2 parts lime juice, and 1 part simple syrup? So what is the name of that cocktail? Sounds pretty punchy. What would you be served if a barman mixed 8 parts Cuban rum, 2 parts lime juice, and 1 part simple syrup? Question 3. What is the common culinary name for the pancreas of a calf or lamb? Question 3. What is the common culinary name for the pancreas of a calf or lamb? Question 4. The famous French wine Chablis is made from which variety of grape? So what grape is used to make Chablis? Finally, for food round, according to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what kind of food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? According to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what kind of food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? Right, that's everything for round 5. Let me know if you'd like anything repeated. I'm going to go back to some. Question 3. What is the common culinary name for the pancreas of a calf or lamb? So what is that more commonly known as a food? Right, don't think anyone wants any more repeated, so we will go on to round 6. This round's all to do with temperature. So they're various general knowledge questions, but they're all related to temperature. So question 1, which novel by American writer Ray Bradbury is named after the temperature at which book paper catches fire? So what is the name of the novel by writer Ray Bradbury, which is named after the temperature at which book paper catches fire? Question 2, and you've got 50-50 chance here. Where is it colder, the North or the South Pole? So question 2, what is colder, the North or the South Pole? Question 3, what is the hottest planet in the solar system? Question 3, what is the hottest planet in the solar system? Question 4, which 2 elements are liquid at room temperature? So half a point for each. Which 2 elements are liquid at room temperature? Should be able to get one very easily. And finally, question 5, at what temperature are Celsius and Fahrenheit the same? So finally, for the temperature round, at what temperature are Celsius and Fahrenheit the same? Right, that's your lot for round 6 on temperature. Let me know if you like anything repeated. Question 5 and question 1. So question 1, which novel by American writer Ray Bradbury is named after the temperature at which book paper catches fire? Question 5, at what temperature are Celsius and Fahrenheit the same? I'll give you a couple of more minutes, otherwise, and then we'll move on to the wipeout round. Sorry, Ben. Again, if people think the quiz is too hard this week, do let me know. But it's quite difficult to pitch it. So we'll see with people's scores at the end. I will go slower on the questions. Apologies. Does anyone need anything repeated? Otherwise, I'll move on to round 7, Wipeout. Number 2, 50-50. Where is it colder, the South or the North Pole? Right, I'm going to move on to Wipeout. Now, those of you who've played along before, you know the deal with this round. 5 general knowledge questions. You don't have to answer the questions. You can leave them blank. For each question you get right, you get a point. However, if you decide to answer a question and you get it wrong, that means you get 0 points for the entire round. So say if you answered 5 questions, you get 4 of them right and 1 of them wrong, you get 0 points for the entire round. So hopefully that's clear. Question 1. Some of them easy, some of them are hard, some are made to trick you. Question 1. What year did Bill Clinton become the President of the United States? So what year did Bill Clinton become president? Question 2. How many feet wide is a squash court? Question 2. How many feet wide is a squash court? Question 3. What metal is extracted from the ore hematite? What metal is extracted from the ore hematite? Question 4 for Wipeout. Which actor has appeared in the films Apollo 13, The Truman Show, A Beautiful Mind, and The Hours? Which American actor has appeared in Apollo 13, The Truman Show, A Beautiful Mind, and The Hours? I'll chuck another one in that he was in. He was also in Glengarry Glen Ross. Katie, I'll double check on that one. If you give me a moment, I'll just do question 5. Hopefully a nice easy one to finish. In 1773, the East India Company's monopoly of tea exports resulted in which famous event? In 1773, the East India Company's monopoly of tea exports resulted in which famous event? Katie, it's when he was inaugurated as president, as opposed to when he won the election. Right, do you want any of those wipeout questions repeated before we move on to the music round? Question 2 in 7 bets was, how many feet wide is a squash court? And question 5 is, in 1773, the East India Company's monopoly of tea exports resulted in which famous event? Three, what metal is extracted from the ore hematite? Okay, I think you're all good for the wipeout round. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to cue up some music. So we've got the music round coming up. It's not all 90s music, Charlie, unfortunately. There is a couple, actually, let me see. I think there are a few 90s tunes in there. There's, yeah, I think they're all fairly modern. I think there's quite a few 90s music in here, although I've just realised that one of the songs that I added to this playlist didn't save. Sorry, technical difficulties quickly. Let me just add this in. Right, sorry about that. Right, what's going to happen is there's going to be 5 songs. You're going to hear the intro to each one of those songs. And I want the name of the song and the artist. You'll hear each song through twice. I'll have a pause between each song and a pause between the second run through. I will then perhaps play the songs again because it's a bit difficult over the internet to know if everyone's hearing them the same, etc., or the sound's okay. So bear with me. So this is song 1. And I think they're fairly easy this week, but again, you'll be the judge of that. So here we go. Song 1 in round 8, music. So 1 point for the song, 1 point for the artist. Okay, that's great because it doesn't seem to work. Right, let me get this up. This is very odd. Sorry about this, guys. This is all working fine perfectly. Okay. Right, something's gone wrong there. Yes, very funny. Sounds of Silence. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Song 1.
Take me tonight.
That's song 1. Let's see if song 2 works. No, that's obviously died for some reason. Song 2. Song 3. Song 4. And song 5.
When there's no
Right. I'll have a brief pause and I'll play them through again. Sorry, I think I played them a bit fast. Apologies for that. As I said, this playlist seemed to work fine as you made it earlier, but it seems to have messed up. So just give you a quick moment and then I'll play those through again, but I'll give you a bit more of a break between them. So song 1. Song 2. Song 3. Song 4. And finally, song 5. And that's your lot. That's the music round and the end of the quiz. So let me know if you need anything from the second half repeated. And as I said, apologies, something happened on my playlist. So had to pick 2 songs on the fly there. Hopefully that worked out okay. But if you need any of those repeated, let me know. I'll play them. I can play each one of them once again, but that'll be it. Round 6, question 4. Which 2 elements are liquids at room temperature? Half a point for each. Hopefully one of them is quite evident from the title of this quiz, this round. Six, 2. Where is it colder, the South or North Pole? So 50-50. Where is it colder, the South or the North Pole? Oh, there we go. This is a song I was trying to play that decided to not play.
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation. The little girl from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication.
Now you can't have a point for this song because it's playing all the way through, but for some reason it became corrupted on the playlist.
Edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sounds California.
Right, I don't think anyone wants any more songs or questions repeated, so let me see if I can give you a bonus song actually. Let's see what I've been listening to. Correct. Right, I will give you a bonus actually. Right, here's your bonus. This is an artist that I was actually meant to be should have been seeing this evening if we weren't all in a lockdown. So here's your bonus music question. If it plays.
I'm serious, people. What y'all think about Hey, baby, get the bubble gum in this motherfucker. Study long, study wrong.
Play that one for you again, bonus one. So this is an artist that I'm actually going to go and see this evening, if it wasn't for the lockdown.
I'm serious, people. What y'all think about Hey, baby, get the bubble gum in this motherfucker. Study long, study wrong.
Which song? I'll be back shortly to give you some answers. I'll leave you some. Sorry for not leaving a musical compliment last time. I'll correct that error.
I got a man who tries to run me. That's the way to make me run away. He don't know he's just pushing me to a man who make me happy. I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man to take care of me. Can't nobody take all my problems. 'Cause I supply my own security. I need a kind of way to make me run away. Listen to me, need a kind of way to make me run away.
Right, guys. Back to give you some answers. Right. Round 5, food. In 2016, which village in Berkshire contains 2 of the 3 Michelin-starred restaurants in the UK? It's Bray. Chris, what? I'm not sure. It was a gift from my mother. I think it's some sort of good luck stone, but who knows? So Bray is the village in Berkshire that has 2 of the 3 Michelin. Yes, Fat Duck is one of them. And who knows what the other one is? Question 2. What would you be served if a barman mixed 8 parts white Cuban rum, 2 parts lime juice, and 1 part simple syrup? Correct. Boom. There's a lot of people that eat in some nice restaurants on this quiz. Thomas, can you give us the name of that drink? What would you be served if a barman mixed 8 parts white Cuban rum, 2 parts lime juice with 1 part simple syrup? No, it's a daiquiri. 3. What is the common culinary name for the pancreas of a calf or lamb? It's sweetbread. And the famous French wine Chablis is made from which variety of grape? For all those people who say they hate this grape but love that wine, it's made of Chardonnay, which is also the main grape used in champagne. Question 5. According to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what kind of food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? It's jam. Question 6. Which novel by Ray Bradbury is named after the temperature at which book paper catches fire? Fahrenheit 451. The answer is Fahrenheit 451. I'll give you jam tarts as well, actually. So jam or jam tarts, I'll accept. Question 2. Where is it colder, the North or South Pole? It's the South Pole. What is the hottest planet in the solar system? It's Venus. Question 4. Which 2 elements are liquids at room temperature? Well, one of them hopefully you got because it's used in thermometers. It's mercury, and the other one is bromine. So half a point for each, mercury and bromine. Katie, you can have half a point. And finally, in the temperature round, what temperature are Celsius and Fahrenheit the same? 40 degrees. Round 7, wipeout. So again, if you get any of these wrong, you get 0 for the entire round. What year did Bill Clinton become president of the USA? It was 1993, 20th of January 1993, he was sworn in. Sorry, that's minus 40, Charlie, you're right. So on this... Question 2 in Wipeout. How many feet wide is a squash court? It's 21 feet. Question 3. What metal is extracted from the ore hematite? It's iron. Question 4. Which actor starred in Apollo 13, The Truman Show, A Beautiful Mind, The Hours, and Glengarry Glen Ross? It was Ed Harris. And finally, in 1773, the East India Company's monopoly of tea exports resulted in which famous event? It was the Boston Tea Party. Right, we'll move on to music. Right, what I'll do is I'll play these songs and people can jump in on the comments. So question 1 in music. So 1 point for song, 1 point for artist.
Take me tonight, I'm an easy lover.
Correct, it's Kasabian is the artist. What's the song? Correct, it's Fire. Yes, they are famously from Leicester. Question 2. Good Ibiza classic coming up. Stardust, correct. And the song was Music Sounds Better With You. Right, next one. Big 90s song. Correct, Body. It's the Backstreet Boys with Everybody. The artist for the second song was Stardust, by the way. So question 4. Bill, correct. It's Love Cats. Who's the artist? Cure. It's Love Cats by The Cure. And finally, an easy one, as I said, so fortunately threw this one on the fly.
When there's nowhere else to run, is there room for one more sun? One more sun. If you can hold on, if you can hold on, hold on.
Correct. It's The Killers. All these things that I have done. Correct, Abzi. So just to run through those songs again. Question 1 was Fire by Kasabian. 2 was Music Sounds Better With You by Stardust. 3 was Backstreet Boys, Everybody. Full title Backstreet Boys. Everybody brackets Backstreet's Back, close brackets. 4 was The Love Cats by The Cure. 5 was All These Things That I Have Done by The Killers. Right. That's your lot. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you need me to adjudicate on any of your answers, let me know. And if you want to post your scores, let me know as well. As I said, we'll be having a little Zoom meeting after this. The link to that is as follows. Sorry, the bonus song was, my bad. It was Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg. Let me get that up.
I'm serious, people. What y'all think about Hey, baby. Hey, baby, get some bubble gum in this motherfucker. Right, let's get some of y'all. Steady long, steady round.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop Dogg Double G. But I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something?
Yep, good, correct, Catherine. Snoop Dogg Double G. Some pretty good scores coming in there. So apologies, guys, if it was hard. It's, as I said, it's quite hard judging the level of it. Anyway, here's a link to the Zoom meeting. $35, not bad. It's not bad for the second half. So let me stick some background music. You'll need a, wow, 48, good going. You'll need a password for that Zoom meeting. It's Vanbrugh lowercase. Yep, sorry about that, Joe. I'll do a bit more of a pause between the questions. Right, guys. Glad you enjoyed it, guys. I'm going to jump on that Zoom meeting. Hopefully see some of you there so I can actually talk to you rather than reading your text messages to me. Glad you enjoyed it, guys. Right, wait a second. I think I've given the wrong details for this quiz meeting. Right, guys, I'm just trying to get this Zoom meeting to work. Apologies. Nigel? Hello?
Nigel? Hello.
There we go.
Have you got it, John?
Let me try send, because I think that link I posted didn't work. I'm going to send your tiny URL link. Here we go. Where? Sorry, guys. As I said, I'll be jumping on the Zoom chat. Thomas, Amber. You don't have your cameras on. There's Amber.
Are you and John?
Thanks for everyone taking part. Glad you enjoyed it. Maybe see you on the Zoom. I will keep you. I'll keep this live chat going, but I'm going to mute myself.